to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to your mom's favorite wrestling podcast. It is That Wrestling Podcast. Jason, Kevin, Joe at your disposal. And, we did a brief Elimination Chamber recap, mainly about John Cena, which made it to First Take this week, made it to The Daily Show with Jon Stewart this week. Eric Bischoff did say, of course, that it was nowhere near the level of Hulk Hogan turning, and I do believe that. But we are not here to talk about John Cena. We are here to talk about some other Elimination Chamber items, and I will start with Jade Cargill. Kev, thoughts on Jade Cargill coming out and kicking Naomi's ass?
Few points. This might not even. No, and they're quick points too. One, looked amazing, but there's never been a point where Jade doesn't look amazing. So it's like when I can say, oh, she looked like so ripped and just on a mission, she always looks ripped. But kudos to her. It was something with that black outfit made her just even look more fierce. And I think she looked great with the gray hair.
Would you say that she looked more composed in the ring? Like her movement had reasons. It's not just flailing around like a green wrestler, like somebody new.
Even her stride to the ring looked like maybe it's just in her mind where she doesn't have to think about it. Maybe she got the jitters out from before, but she looked like she could go one-on-one with Naomi and have a great match. One-on-one, just standing there and having Liv look so scared. I feel like this is going to be a very, very good moments for Jade coming up. And seeing Bianca looking scared as heck. If it was scared because she was putting a whooping on Naomi, or maybe she was scared of Jade. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be TBD, but I love the return.
Tonight on SmackDown, hopefully we'll get answers. I do think it's Bianca that either ordered the what's the line, Joe, from Hunt for Red October? You ordered the.
I was just thinking ordered the hit, but that's me going with all my mob movies.
There was something in you ordered the Red Lion, but I feel like either Bianca
Code Red.
Yes, you ordered the Code Red. Yes,
Code Red.
That's exactly what it is. Either Bianca told Naomi to do it, or Bianca did it and let Naomi take the heat. But Jade Cargill returning in very violent fashion. Joe, what'd you think of it?
I said it Saturday, and I'm thinking back at it now. I said she did more in that 3 minutes than she did in her entire career in AEW. Yeah. I thought about it over the weekend. I'm changing it up. She did more in that 3 minutes than she's done in the past 3 years. I'm talking about her WWE run too. You nailed it with the confidence portion of it. She wasn't just thinking of the moves. She went in there with a plan and she knew what she was doing. She had the confidence of somebody who was basically knew what her character was and knew what she had to do. And you can't have one without the other. Naomi and Liv sold it perfectly as well. While Bianca was like looking worried, like, uh-oh. She wasn't happy to see her partner. She was worried, thinking that she's going to come in there and take her out. And she was like, okay, I'm inside the thing. While Naomi looked around back going like, what are you going to do, boss? Because she ordered the Code Red. That's what I thought.
Anything else from the chamber? I mean, we got a lot of other stuff to talk about, but look, Owens and Zayn was awesome, as we all knew what it was. All knew it would be. It doesn't count for anything because it was unsanctioned. Anything else, guys, that we can move
Randy's
on?
return.
Randy had a big return too. Yeah,
Randy return was great, and you mentioned Bischoff, mentioned the Hogan. I think if Cena would have went on the mic, it could have made it. It could have made maybe in his eyes.
No, I disagree with you on that one, Kevin. But back to the Randy return, because I wanted to say Randy return, and it got just like his last return. It got overshadowed by a bigger story. Last time he returned, CM Punk came back.
Yeah.
This time he returns, heel turn.
It'll be exciting. I think we're gonna get Kevin Owens, Randy Orton at WrestleMania. One John Cena note, and I don't know if it's real or not. He's shaving his head.
I read that.
Full heel, which I love if that actually happens. So Kev, do you have the scores and the picks and all that
I
stuff
do.
up?
I do.
Are you ready?
I'm gonna go really quick. Jason, you have 5. Guest picker, not so lucky this week.
Aaron struck out. Did he earn a lifetime ban from that wrestling podcast?
He
What?
he tied. Technically, I think three people got only 4 points in the entire event. There's a lot of talk during his picks, but the picks didn't come out to fruition. Yep, you have 5 through 2 events. Guest picker 6, and then it goes 2 in a row. Brian with 7, me with 8, and Joe almost went 9 for 9.
Oh,
His only miss was that one out of left field, which would have been amazing, which had the chance when Naomi went down. There was
yeah.
a chance potentially that
Raquel.
Raquel could have went in there, which would have made Joe 9 for 9, but he went 8 for 9, leading all scores. The only one in double figures, Mr. Taranto. Congratulations through 2 events. You are currently the champion.
So
A
Joe,
long way to go.
we drank a lot. Well, 3 of us drank a lot. We'll let
Yes.
you guys decide who drank a lot, but a lot of inappropriate things were said, and you have a list.
Yeah, I have basically a mental list of what was going on because I was still basically dealing with my little food poisoning thing, whatever. So I wasn't really in the mood to drink.
Okay.
But being around 3 guys who are in the mood to drink during a wrestling weekend, there were some things that started with the brewery. And
Okay.
first things first, Kevin is a very trusting person. He's even more trusting when he's at 34% sober, according to him, because Jason wanted Kevin to text Jason's wife something inappropriate. Kevin would not do it. He texted something very nice because Kevin's such a nice guy. But then he made the ultimate error.
Big time
He
error.
handed the phone unlocked to Jason to see. He went, here, put it in his hand. And I'm dead sober at this time in the middle of him going, no. And he handed him the phone and went, see, I didn't text your wife anything inappropriate. Well, what does that do, Jason?
I texted her as something inappropriate. So
From Kevin's phone. That was one, but that was just Kevin being a very nice person and even more.
Yep.
I learned that you guys are really entertained, especially after some cocktails from Superhuman.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop.
For 45 straight minutes.
Yeah.
So-
it was the same thing over and over again.
So if you're watching or listening and you don't know who Superhuman is, go Google him. He's an actor / stuntman, but he does it for the juggalos and the juggalettes. He doesn't want you to do this at home. And whoop whoop.
Basically, he's Hot Rod from the movie Hot Rod. That's who he is.
He's Jackass.
He's a real life Hot Rod.
And potentially maybe a future guest picker.
He is
Maybe.
the Jackass of Carnage.
Only if it's for the juggalos and juggalettes. Okay.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm not going to go too long.
So dumb and so funny, though, at the same time.
I'm not going to go too long on this
Whoop,
because
whoop.
we have other things to talk about. But also, Jason, I think you won because I think did you have 2 or 3 boots? I don't remember. I thought you had
2.
You had 2.
At
You had
least 2 with 3 beers in each.
You had the
Yep.
right, and then you went
That's
upstairs
true.
and went left.
Yeah.
And then Brian was basically, he talked under his breath, not realizing he was whispering about a math problem that, if you remember that correctly. You said 20 years. He said more like 15. Neither one of you remember it. Okay, we'll say that off the air. Maybe Brian will remember it, but this one is not really for the fans, but it's yeah, it was a math problem that came up, and I'm like, oh dang. So it was the rest of the night. This was during the men's elimination chamber. So he just got it.
I think I do know about something that's real, but it feels like more.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I do know. I do remember.
Okay. So Brian has his own version of Steiner math, which is kind of hurtful. So if you want to take a guess at what Brian said when Jason said 20, Brian whispered 15. What were they talking about? Put it in the comments. Put it on social media. I want to hear some guesses on this one because whatever you guess, it's worse.
Uh-huh. And we talked about it when we did the reaction the other night. It was a lot of fun having you guys here. Next time, when you guys are here, I'll have more art up. There'll be stuff on the walls. It'll be a lot better decorated. Not that you guys care about that kind of stuff, but you kind of care about that stuff because you have cool shit behind you. And my stuff is just starting to get unpacked and put out. So overall, great time. And regardless of who you are, I'm sure you have friends. And if you don't, we're your friends, and that's okay. Go enjoy a wrestling weekend with your friends. At someone's house. No one really does the bar thing anymore. Hoots. We're gonna bring back Hoots like we brought back Raw with our T-shirt sales at whatamaneuver.net. Yeah, so it was just a good time. I know I said it, but I am really grateful you guys came, and it was a lot of fun. So
yeah, I'm glad I came too.
I am still pretty pissed off that you three dirtballs, none of you showered.
I did it in the morning before I left, and then I was
But you
only
didn't
there for
shower at my
22
house.
hours. I was only there for 22 hours.
Don't care. Kev, you were there 36 hours and you didn't shower. And Brian was there 36 hours.
I washed my face.
Man, I put nice soaps and shampoos out, and none of you fuckers. Anyway.
Yeah, but you forgot to turn the heat on upstairs.
I did, crazy. Yeah. That's your repayment. For
so I did not sleep outside. I didn't sleep outside.
You obviously didn't sweat because
true. I didn't sleep outside, but it was close.
Yeah. All right. So Monday Night Raw. The big thing for me was, should I start it right on time, or my cheat code that I'm encouraging everybody to do if you don't like commercials, start Raw 30 minutes late. And I started Raw 30 minutes late. I did not, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I did not want to deal with commercials. CM Punk came out with a fucking ball of fire at everyone, which then led to a huge brawl with Seth Rollins, which leads to a steel cage match Monday night at Madison Square Garden, where guess what, Joe?
You'll be there.
I'll be at the Mecca. I'll be at the Garden for a stacked Monday Night Raw, which is fucking awesome. What'd you guys think about this whole brawl promo? And then, what'd you think of the TV stuff? And then we'll get into the Twitter stuff after. Kev?
I thought, excuse me, thought the beginning was amazing. When he was going in, attacking The Rock verbally and kept on smacking his forearm, calling him delusional with the fake belt. I thought it was just so good. There's points of me during it live where I was like, ooh, is this going to keep going to be like pipe bomb style level? And then when Seth's music came, I was like, oh, this is going to get good. And then them just going back and forth, like the beating each other up. I love the one security guard. He had like maybe dreads to like the shoulders. He was smiling at a point where he was like one of 5-6 guys holding Punk back. I think he was just probably caught in the moment, like, okay, this is freaking amazing and fun, because he was smiling. The dude had a very bright smile.
He's probably local talent, independent wrestler working as an extra security. So good for him.
I just thought that was cool. It started off a great Raw, fantastic Raw for me.
Joe?
I love something I saw on X that someone's compared it to. Punk and Seth are like Peter and the giant chicken. Whenever they found each other, they just stopped what they were doing and started fighting. I loved him coming out Spitfire. I said on our show, our extra, that it needed to be Cena or Cody. I'm disappointed it wasn't, but they got the right guy to start the show,
right,
to address everything. And then only thing I'm disappointed in is them announcing it's at Madison Square Garden, not WrestleMania, but that could be setting up the tribal chief.
I have a feeling Roman's going to interfere. It's going to turn into a 3-way, and then maybe that's the favor. Heyman has to get Roman to Heyman has to convince Roman to help Punk get rid of Seth,
and that could be night one main event.
Yeah. Also, what do you guys think was in Chad Gable's Lucha Crate? I loved that whole segment, the promo. It felt very Lucha Underground to me. I absolutely loved it. What do you think it is? Wrong answers only.
Ooh.
Mr. America's Mask.
That's probably what it is. So you didn't
that's
right. Fucker.
No, it's not going to be Mr. America's mask. Hogan's mask, the exact same one. No.
Okay, it's the Patriots mask. Does that make you feel?
Wrong answers, guys. Don't you know how this works?
I'm gonna say a smaller version of Laparca's chair.
You guys are terrible.
Okay,
could have
El
been-
Dandy's mustache.
I don't know if I still have that.
Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
So the only reason I said the wrong answer was because Sean Ross Sapp put what's and I wrote D's nuts, which I think is funny for at everything. D's nuts. I can't believe I don't have a D's nuts in here. I don't.
Like the guy who D's nuts got him.
Got him. No, I don't have that. So obviously we're might get Chad Gable slash the Luchador, which I think is cool. Didn't expect him to go this route, but who knows? I think it's great that it's something different. I just assumed it would be a training session. We thought maybe it was Aleister Black because of the Dark Arts Training Academy that he owns. But we also think that Aleister Black is the one that's going to be the new Judgment Day member. There was a trademark filed by WWE for the Culling, Culling, which could be, Aleister Black's new thing. It could be that faction on NXT that hasn't been seen since they ransacked at the end of the pay-per-view. Like, who knows what it's for? But yeah, Chad Gable. I love the story. I love that he's gonna don the mask and learn the ways, because that's pretty awesome. I also loved the tag team match that had two teams in matching gear, War Raiders and American Made. Love that. And then the big surprise. Well, no, before we get to the big surprise, I didn't like, there were 5 times they showed different iterations of what happened at Elimination Chamber with John Cena. The first time it was the social media losers reacting. Our loser not on there, which sucked. Then it was the foreign announced teams giving the thing. But what really drove me nuts, every time the video package it ended, Cole would say, well, in a few minutes, coming up later in the show, we'll show you what happened. Well, you literally just did. And it happened 5 times. So that kind of irked me a bit. But the big surprise, Rhea lost the title. No, none of us thought that was going to happen.
No.
Io won the women's title. Bianca was at ringside. Rhea couldn't help herself, had to touch her, and then all hell broke loose. What I thought was going to happen was after Io won in the celebration, I thought Pierce was going to come out and be like, Bianca, you got involved because she put her hands on Rhea in retaliation, which should have been a disqualification. I don't understand what these referees' deal is. But I really do think that this is going triple threat at Mania. We'll start with you, Joe. Thoughts on all the Raw things, especially that main event?
It kind of I think it does have to go triple threat, and Io deserves it too. She had a great year as well. So
okay.
I was about to go to bed, and I'm like, oh, it's a foregone conclusion. But I was like having trouble sleeping, so I still watched it upstairs. And then Kevin, you guys live? Right after it's done, it's like, yeah, now I'm going to sleep. This is a Bianca heel turn. This is all
big time.
This is all bubbling over. It's like it's almost at temperature for the boil over, because Saturday at the Chamber and now this, Bianca's turning heel, and thankfully she is.
She needs it. She hasn't been a heel since NXT.
Right. The EST was a arrogant character, not a role model.
Right.
So
Kev,
that's what I thought of it.
Kev,
No, I thought the way they did it by putting the title on Io, to make it a triple threat, made it so much better, because they emphasized Io's always beaten Rhea, right? They emphasized it on NXT. I believe the first one was Mae Young Classic. So it leaves that like question mark leading into Mania. Rhea's going to want to get her hands on Bianca. Bianca won the Chamber. She has the right to be there. If Io wasn't the champion and put in the triple threat match, say if Rhea would have beat her, then it would have been like Io, I feel like, would have been one step below those two. But now going in and beating Rhea again, I feel like it's even playing field. Just realistically, One might kick the other one out of the ring. Io might do a roll up.
Yeah.
Io could, take advantage. Io could win clean versus both. It leaves it open to a lot of possibilities, which is great.
Jade
And
could
Io,
get involved.
just seeing her celebrate always makes me so happy. Like it does. Io is honestly and so talented in the ring. It's just, as Joe said, she deserves it. So Rhea, 59 days as champion. Maybe that's a little low, but she's gonna come back pissed too. Maybe we'll see her turn heel, like kind of become more of a tweener. Because I feel like she's just gonna destroy Bianca, like go a little bit too far almost in the destroying of Bianca. So it's gonna be fun. I think that night made several things made me look forward to WrestleMania in several ways.
Yeah, I was very happy with Raw. You know, we did make it great again by selling the 7 t-shirts that we sold to each other. But still, we did it. All the proceeds benefited to make Raw great again. But there's other WWE stuff going on. Of course, Tuesday night was NXT, and I know this isn't on the rundown, but another great show leading into Roadblock next week. I don't really want to get, because that's so far away from now. So the Roadblock preview, maybe Brian will want to do one on Sunday night, and we can get a little more into it. But Cora Jade, she got hurt. They thought it was a knee. Apparently she took a shot to the head, but she seems to be okay. She put it out on Twitter. I don't know why. I have never cared about the Hardys. Hardys in NXT, I get a little excited. I'm not sure why, but I just do. Yeah, goosebumps indeed. Did you guys watch NXT this week? Even if you didn't, that's fine. I know I dropped this on you guys without. No? Okay, so we will move on to WWE Evolve Wednesday night. Tubi, the debut episode. Did you guys watch this? Clips. Okay. I was intrigued because Peter Rosenberg is on commentary, the play-by-play guy. And I had never heard if he'd ever done that. So I thought he did well. It was him and Robert Stone.
Mm-hmm.
The Evolve cast and crew. I thought it was just going to be a wrestling show. But the beginning of the show, it was Sean talking to the roster about the opportunity, and there was the WWE ID talent, some NXT talent, and this whole thing is Evolve goes to NXT, and then NXT to the main roster. But there's a tag team, and I feel bad I don't know their name, per their individual names. Swipe Right is their team name. And their gimmick, like their promo was, we matched up with your wives and your girlfriends and probably your moms too. Swipe rights. Everything's swipe right. I think that is hilarious. So maybe we'll get into more Evolve stuff as the weeks go by. But with TNA and NXT working together, it seems to be that Triple H is willing to work with any and everybody. 2 reports this week. Nattie is going to Bloodsport, which is a GCW event with Josh Barnett. And she is also going to the 2025 Crockett Cup, which is the NWA, which is owned by Billy Corgan, and they don't have any affiliation with anybody else. But how do you guys feel about Nattie being the representation at Bloodsport? Now, look, there's been other WWE talent, men and women, that have worked at Bloodsport, but getting 2 big announcements that Nattie's going to also be at the NWA show. Thoughts on this, guys?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I think she's not a needle mover at all in WWE. Like she is great when you're going to promote the company, right? Just in the ring, there's so much talent. I just feel like it's lapped her.
It's passed her by.
Bingo.
Yes.
Going outside though is kind of like an ambassador, like in going to NWA. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think with Bloodsport, gives her something to do. It's name recognition. Is she going to go out and whoop some butt like Shayna Baszler?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
That'd be awesome.
Be amazing. But if she goes there with claws out, Natty Cat, whatever she goes by nowadays, like I feel like the bubblegum and in rainbows type Natty, I just think It would be boring. But if she goes out there and like whoops some ass, that would be great. Yeah, I think brand ambassador. I think it's great.
Well, but she's going there to compete.
No, agreed,
Yeah.
agreed. But I mean,
Well,
like
wait, I
the
think
name though, still.
yeah, well
The
with
opponents TBD on both.
oh no, she's competing at the
Yeah.
Crockett Cup too, which is exciting. I love it. I think that the more the better. Like we're never going to get AEW and WWE working together, but if this is how Triple H wants to run things, I am all for it. Joe, thoughts on Nattie going to Bloodsport and the NWA?
Bloodsport, I'm looking the most forward to because I want to see, like Kevin said, get rid of the claws out, anything like that. I want to see her as the dungeon trained
Okay.
submission machine. Show off some of Stu's moves on
Right.
Bloodsport. That's what I want to see. I want to see a serious Natty because I don't think that the era has passed her by because she still can be plugged in anytime and be like a, face to put someone over.
Did you guys see on Raw when Bianca was being interviewed and she didn't want to talk about Jade? The camera kept moving to the right and Nattie was talking to Maxine. Some people think maybe Nattie's going to take over American Alpha.
Okay, that would work.
Can American Alpha maybe? Who knows? But
can American Alpha, Canada and America working together?
Yes. Oh, and
only
it needs
in the
it now
WWE.
more than ever. It needs
only
it now.
In the WWE.
These two countries need to work together more than ever due to today's social climate. We saw that poor singer at Elimination Chamber get booed when she said the Star Spangled Banner. So yeah,
quickly,
she was hauling ass to get done, but
I saw behind the scenes. That's why Logan Paul grabbed that American flag.
Yeah.
So that was kudos to him for being like, because I watched like the backstage thing. He's like, I need to find an American flag. Like kudos for him, just on a snap of a finger, like he thought of that. So
he pulled a Sean in Montreal with the Canadian flag, but he did it with the American flag. Like he that was heel 101.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So I'm excited to see, if this means more people show up in more places. I would love to see some people in the WWE, but a lot of people also are thinking that this is basically an NXT winning. NXT's always winning this partnership. And I hope, we all know that AEW, TNA, everything went AEW's way. A lot of people think that this NXT thing is slowly starting to go that way, and I hope not. So, Roadblock next week, we have Moose against Obafemi. It's fucking huge.
His title for title.
No. That's Julia Stephanie, or title for title. This is for the NXT title. Moose is competing.
I swear, not this past week. I swear the previous week, Moose said Oba's title for the X Division title.
No, that's not it. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong.
I know Stephanie and Julia is for title.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Oh fuck, I forgot.
You were talking about how as long as NXT doesn't win everything like AEW did.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a difference though. It's like when you have a match like that, Oba versus Moose, who's gonna win. Just put on a good show. More eyes on the product, both products, than TNA wins because they're being promoted as a threat. Unlike in AEW, they're being promoted, and having Tony Khan and Shivani go on TNA talking about how garbage their product was, that did nobody any favors. At least NXT is basically they're not just sending all their scrubs to TNA, they're sending some good guys too, and they're bringing some other ones up. So as long as it gets more eyes on TNA's product, then they win.
And Fraxium is fighting the Hardys for the TNA tag titles at Roadblock next Tuesday.
Right. So most likely the Hardys are going to win that match.
Right.
Because that shows you that TNA has a chance to win some too. It's all based on who they're facing. Like Lexus King versus Moose. Moose won.
Right.
It wasn't all Lexus King destroying everyone. So I'm not in a wait and see. I already think this is 100 times better than the last partnership because it's getting people to care about TNA, and that gets them to win.
Yeah. So I mentioned AEW. they had some news this week. Big week for them. Revolution is Sunday. We'll get into that in a minute. Prime Video will be their pay-per-view distribution home. And that starts this Sunday. This starts for Revolution, but the other places are still going to also have distribution for the pay-per-view. So that's Triller and I believe Max as well. So pretty exciting for them. I did not watch Dynamite. Did you guys watch? Is there anything worth talking about? Because I was not able to watch.
I watched one match in one backstage segment. Cope versus Wheeler, great match.
Okay.
Fantastic match. Mox coming out at the end and being really weird on the mic, and it was kind of odd. It was weird. It was really weird. But it kind of fit with his
weird
shtick. But just the Cope Yuta match, I thought was pretty good. I thought it was they shook each other's hands at the end. Some good MJF. I thought that was kind of fun from him. But I was on and off on Dynamite.
Yeah. Joe, did you see any?
I watched it. Cope Yuta. I gotta disagree. I thought the match was mid, if not below average. It looked like they were just going through the motions, and I could tell Cope was basically doing it's like, I don't know, I have to watch it again, but it seemed like he was doing the moves before they actually happened. So when Yuta would attack, he was already taking a step back, falling to the mat. Like, they didn't have good chemistry when they were in the ring together. And then at the end, it was instead of Cope taking him out like he's been doing every week to the Death Riders, he shook his hand and went, "This is what respect looks like, kid," and then walked out.
God.
So it's like, then Moxley comes through the crowd. And when we were watching, my wife's like, "So AEW is going to be out of business in 2 years? Because what are they playing in?" Like, there's like 10 people there. I'm like, no, they're doing the smart thing. It's like, and I'm like, they got new streaming deals. It's not about the venues anymore.
I
But
thought
she's
that
like,
venue looked cool as hell. I don't even know where they were, but I thought that
it was
venue
in the
super cool.
Sacramento like amphitheater.
Like the town hall or something. But goddamn, it was really good. I did see that part. But that, of course, leads into Revolution, which is Sunday. And I will be in New York City, so I will not be able to watch this. On Max, on Triller, on Prime, I will not be able to watch it. I want to go through a couple of these matches. We're not going to do a preview or anything like that, but just something if something catches your eye and you really want to chat about it, let's do it. The Hurt Syndicate defends the tag titles against the Outrunners. I don't see the Outrunners winning, but if they do, LA would be the nice spot for that. Kev, you got something?
Yeah, they had a fantastic video packet
Yes.
during the, and
That was after
tried to-
Moxley's strange promo. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's part of the reason why I saw it. It was literally 2 minutes of high fives, sit-ups, push-ups, jogging down the street. It looked like there was a random couple
Was
water
it like
towels.
rocking Apollo at the beach?
It was more like
But it was at night,
on a
right?
miscellaneous random street in Indianapolis. Like,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It was fun.
We're getting Swerve and Ricochet for the number one contenders match. Now, I saw there was a signing.
Which Swerve had his own scissors and stabbed Ricochet in the head.
What I don't like is Ricochet wearing a hat with a suit. He's been doing this a lot lately. This is worse than those idiots wearing sneakers with a suit. I don't like that. Mercedes Moné versus Momo Watanabe. I don't know who that is. So we'll go on to Takeshita and Kenny Omega. I think that's going to be a 5-star. I'll go 5-star on that one. Brody King, my guy, against Okada for the AEW Continental Championship. I would love to see Brody win. You know, I've been talking about how he should be in the championship chase, the singles run. This could be it. Hangman and MJF. I mean, what? MJF tried to catch him on fire? Is that what the gist of last night was?
Yeah.
Okay. Dud. Steel cage match, Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. Pretty cool. The Hollywood happy ending, Tony Storm against Mariah May.
She had an entertaining segment last night promoting her new movie, Queen of the Ring, because she's in it.
Oh, that comes out later today, Friday. If you're listening on Watch on Friday.
She's in it, and they were with the director, and she's just like, she was complaining that all of her nude scenes were cut, and his response was, "It's rated PG-13." So,
Oh, fun. I mean, it'll be it would have been a New York happy ending if I was watching it, but I won't be watching it. So no happy ending for me. And of course, the main event, AEW World Championship, Cope and Moxley for the title. Cope has to win this, right? And put this bullshit Death Rider story to bed, right? It has to be.
I hope. Or
There's so many.
Let me rephrase it. I cope.
But
Or I can't cope with what would be in everyone's mind if he did it. He has to, because
there's
if
so
Mox
many
beats
questions
him,
I have.
This Death Rider stuff, like, we haven't seen the title in like 8 months because it's been in the briefcase, which is great. That's fun storytelling, but like, it's the constant beat people up and then run away. Like, I don't love the idea of another ex-WWE person getting the title when it should have been like, it could have been Brody King, could have been Wheeler Yuta. It could have been anybody that is an AEW original, but whatever. If this gets rid of this stupid Death Rider storyline, I am all for it. Unrelated, but kind of related. New York Toy Fair was this past weekend. The Target exclusive Jazzwares 2-pack will be Cope and Christian Cage. I sold 2-pack there. Yeah.
And that's one of my questions regarding this match. I'm like, doesn't he still have the briefcase of like?
Oh yeah, he has the contract.
He still has a contract. They teased something with Jay White on Wednesday, like, hey, we're boys, all this stuff to Cope. And it's like, you got that going on there. Then you got the Wheeler Yuta thing of like, Moxley pushing him and him pushing back and like leaving the ring. But it's like, that's also could be a sort. Like, there's so many nuggets in this fire that can screw over Cope. And that's the problem with, you think Cope's going to win, but there's so many ways he could lose, not based on Moxley, based on someone else.
Do we think Christian Cage walks out of LA the AEW World Champion? With you saying that, Joe, I will bet $1 Christian Cage is the champ Monday morning.
Okay, I'm gonna say no.
Kev?
I don't know. Joe,
$1's a lot. I don't know.
Well, more. This is the thing.
Okay, Joe. If Christian Cage
no, we're not doing the beard thing.
You're growing a beard.
No, I already have it. I already have a.
Would you rather grow a beard or shave your head?
Ooh.
Not saying you have to do it, but what would you rather do?
No, we do have to say he's doing it.
Shave all the way bald or just like a buzz
like me?
cut?
No, I mean looking like The Rock.
Like me?
No, I can't do that. My head's too weird.
Yeah, you look at Jay. That's what you could be in. Well, that beard.
That's
8 months, but
I have a round head. My head is perfectly round. I have the greatest look for a shaved head because my head is fucking perfect.
You do have
Kevin, you were supposed to say it. Do you think Christian's going to walk out the champ?
I now that you said it, I never thought of it until you said it. Now it's in my mind because I can't. This is the thing. Say if Cope wins. What if Ricochet beats Swerve?
What if Ricochet
everyone wanted to see Cope versus Ricochet? I just can't imagine it.
Who did? Who?
Nobody. I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
Jeez. But
confused me.
Say Swerve wins. Swerve versus Cope, maybe. But give me Swerve versus Christian Cage. That would be kind of fun. Like now I'm just opening up to the possibilities. I want to see that actually happen at the end.
You want Christian 100%. To be the champ?
Absolutely.
I do too.
There's one more. There's a tag match, and there's the ending with Fletcher and Will was pretty good. If you can
on Dynamite.
On Dynamite.
Okay,
so that gets me
go
pumped to watch maybe that match. I won't get the pay-per-view. I was really sad with the announcement because I would have really liked free pay-per-views on HBO Max if you get the new updated tier edition for $20 a month.
Well, that's the thing. Did they say how much the pay-per-view is going to be on Prime? Because I have not been able to find it.
Same.
I mean, it's $50. $50. It's $50 on Triller. It's $50 on Max if you order there, I believe. I believe me. I would have loved to up a tier of something to get every AEW pay-per-view because this card is fucking stacked, as it always is. We've talked about it a million times. Is there any chance either of you actually buy the pay-per-view?
No.
Okay.
No.
Great. Cool.
Can you get it and I'll watch through the reflection of your glasses?
I'll be in New York. I'm not going to be
New York. New York, Jason.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. I'm walking here.
He's going to be folding pizza next week. I mean, that's the way it's going to be.
Oh, you're gonna be
Yeah.
hanging out with Spider-Man. Got it.
Me and Spike Lee. I'm pretty pumped. Was there any other wrestling stuff that I have missed? The John Cena stuff, with the rumor of him actually shaving his head. I think it's going to be it's going to be perfect. And, we talked about his gear. Like, we don't know if he's going to be in a suit. We don't know if he's going to be wearing black jorts. Is he going to be wearing jeans? What about a singlet?
Ooh.
What about a singlet, Joe?
That would be odd, but okay, it works. But that's what Gable wears.
Yeah.
I know. It's just like,
you are so caught up on what other people wear, and that means another person can't wear. Come on.
It's
he can't
because
wear suits because Cody wears a suit. Can't wear a singlet because Gable wears a singlet.
I have such high expectations of
what is
the
your
new
expectation
John Cena.
then?
I don't know. I want to be completely 100% surprised and blown away by it. And no matter what I say, it won't be good enough. It won't be good enough. So I'm going to say nothing and just enjoy it when it happens.
Wow, I know it's crazy. You're on a podcast where you have to talk about stuff, but you're just not going to talk about stuff.
Yes, that's me. That's what I'm going to do. No, it's like the suit, it comes out with a suit and basically saying the $100 words. That's what Jericho did. I don't want that.
I don't think he's going to do $100 words.
But you see what I'm saying. The shaved head is I wasn't thinking that, but now that it makes the most sense because of the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He embraces it, and The Rock's head is shaved, so it kind of puts him into his little cult of the final boss. Maybe he wears a vest like The Rock does, but it's camouflage instead. I don't care. I don't know, but I want to whatever it is. I want to be blown away by it. This is a new Cena.
I've listened to John Cena's rap record all week.
I'm a bad man.
I'm so pumped. And I just keep thinking about what this could be and what it's going to be. If there's another member, I think I've got the perfect person. Are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? If you're driving in your car, pull off the side of the road, 'cause I've got some earth-shattering idea here for the next person to join the Travis Scott, John Cena Rock crew. The Break-A-Wish Foundation. If that's a true story and they trademarked the Break-A-Wish Foundation. Vin Diesel.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Vin Diesel. And I think Joe's frozen. If not, he's perfectly.
No, I'm not frozen. I'm just how is that going to work? Real life animosity.
How is Travis Scott going to work? No.
Give us a Fast and Furious opinion, Joe.
They still had animosity at the Golden Globes when Vin called him out and said, "Hi, Dwayne." And it's he didn't look too happy about that.
Workers work.
He only does the Fast movies where they're not on the set at the same time.
That was the old times to new times now.
No,
the time is now.
There's one thing about wrestling and there's another thing about real life, and that would be shocking, but I don't see it. Kevin Hart's going to be the
there you go,
member.
Kevin Hart. Yes, Kevin Hart will be the fourth member. There was a report that Travis Scott broke Cody's eardrum, but apparently that's not true because Conrad Thompson messaged Cody, and Cody said that's not true.
Cody said, "What? What did you say?"
That there is no broken eardrum, and that he barely hit him. So, is this the Meltzers of the world starting shit? I don't know, but I just can't. I just can't get enough of this.
2 weeks from tomorrow is when Cena will be on.
Well, they're saying the 17th, which is a week from Monday's Raw.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say that if it was 2 weeks from tomorrow, him coming on SmackDown, I feel like that would have been a bad choice.
Well, I mean, it's been a bad choice for them not being on Raw Monday night, but that's a whole nother story.
Right. But Raw that week is way better than the following SmackDown because March Madness starts, and that's going to take away so many eyes.
On a Monday?
SmackDown.
Oh,
no,
SmackDown.
But I think it's smart that they're making it that Raw.
On Monday the 17th.
On that Monday the 17th before
March Madness.
March Madness makes sense.
So that's probably why, because they promoted, I think it's Knoxville, Tennessee, Lexington, Kentucky, and Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yep.
The 3 dates, and I think it's right after the tournament.
No, that's in June.
Oh, that's in June.
It's way past the tournament, like 2 months later.
Yeah.
So yes, it's
But-
his summer dates have been announced for
I
June.
might have to try to make it to that Grand Rapids show.
Yeah, you should do that for the show.
Joe, I'd say you should come with me, but I can't.
I'm going to
get
Columbus.
Can't get those seats.
Yeah, Joe, you got really great seats for Columbus, so you need to promote the podcast this time, not try to smash me, okay? Come on. If your wife needs a shirt, I got smalls, but those might be too small. She might have to order a child from whatamaneuver.net, which all of you can do by going to whatamaneuver.net and searching That Wrestling Podcast. We're on the socials at That WrestlePod at gmail.com, and That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, where hopefully you are watching this. So like it, subscribe it, comment it, tell your friends. Your mom already knows. She loves us. And wherever you are, enjoy wrestling.
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for more That Wrestling Podcast content, follow at That WrestlePod on social media.